Tell us about the foods that are important to lower inflammation that we could be adding to our diet to help us
So the simple way when
fight
you
it.
look at plant-based diets is two things. Is first looking for color, because all color has a phytonutrient. So like if something's red, okay, so like watermelon and sweet red peppers or tomatoes, right? They have lycopene. Oranges and squashes and carrots all have like beta carotene, and we can look at folate from green leafy vegetables, and then the indols and allicins and the sulforaphanes from the cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and those kind of things. Blueberries for like the resveratrol, and then all the beans and lentils, legumes for the fiber. So every color that you eat, the more rainbow. And I know this is kind of controversial because some states won't let you say rainbow, but the rainbow color foods are important. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key, because interesting thing is that when we do testing for nutrients, what people don't realize is that antioxidants, which are all these colored foods, ACE, CoQ10, glutathione, and those kind of things like that, those are actually indirect anti-inflammatory molecules. So when I give curcumin in my basmaric and ginger and boswellia and black pepper, those are direct spices and foods that are anti-inflammatory. But when people are eating more vitamin A, C, E, and antioxidant pro-rich foods, those are also anti-inflammatory indirectly. That's a secondary action. So that's why when people shift it, so when we look at our patients, we actually test the nutrients, because a lot of people are like, oh, I drink a green smoothie or I'm eating a power salad. And I'm like, oh, that's all good for you. Please do that. However, we want to look at, just like when people check their cholesterol and their blood sugar and their thyroid levels, like what is your nutrient levels in terms of, are you absorbing? Like what is your digestive enzymes? Are you getting enough protein and fats and fiber? And are you absorbing? Is there dysbiosis or inflammation in your gut, or any kind of mycology, overgrowth or parasite or candida or bacterial overgrowth? This all affects how those food nutrients will play a role in their body healing. And so the goal is, a lot of people will shift to their diet, but if they're not fully feeling better, and there's like, hey, I did this challenge, or I started eating this way, my friend lost all this weight, they have all these positive benefits, but they're still struggling. Like, how come my blood pressure is still up, or how come my A1C didn't drop as well? It's because the body's not assimilating or digesting or excreting as correctly as it should. So just because we eat it doesn't mean that we're absorbing it. And that's one thing that we have to go further with individualizing our patient. Otherwise, they'll be eating more and more plant-based, but then over time they might get discouraged because they're not doing as well as everybody else.
So you mentioned curcumin, which a lot of us have heard of, and black pepper, but boswellia is something that I'm not familiar with. You did talk about it in your book. Can you share with our audience what it is? Can you get it in the spice style?
Yes. So it's not a spice. It's actually, it's from a tree. And it's actually a gum resin of the tree. So when you think of like classically Americans will think of the gift that the Magi brought to baby Jesus. Okay, it's frankincense. Frankincense is boswellia, right? Frankincense, myrrh, and gold. In fact, some of the connotation is that the gold would have been turmeric at that time, because turmeric was being sold and the spice trade was more expensive than gold. So, and usually they would carry those kind of three things together. Myrrh is actually Google, not the website, but it's another herb. These are the three things that come from India. That's where the wise men from. But anyways, another discussion. But so boswellia has a lot of anti-inflammatory effects, and what we've done is we've been able to extract the three main components, something called polysol, which is, we're the only one in the whole market now that has a patent on that aspect of the frankincense that actually has a 20-minute onset of action. So when someone takes it like a fast tab, within 20 minutes, we're lowering the inflammation. Has great inflammation effects on the lung and brain and all over. But when you use those things in combination, boswellia, and we have all the three parts, AKBBA and boswellic acids and the polysol, so we have the right ratios. And you combine it, though, with the curcumin and ginger and black pepper. It took us 6 years of doing different studies, looking at getting the right doses and the right potencies of those phytochemicals to create what we call maximum synergy. The reason why we cook with spices and the reason why we make formula in Ayurvedic medicine or Chinese medicine is because there's a synergy of effects. There's things that are augmenting 1 + 1 = 3. And also, how can we prevent someone from building tolerance of taking a drug? Where in Western medicine, it's always like a single pathway, single agent, magic bullet. I don't think we should be carrying guns. I'm looking at the sprinkler system effect. I want to kind of be tuning down and turning down all the things correctly, but I don't want to have to use a power fire hose and then kind of spray the whole thing down. And yes, I put out the fire, but I might cause some kind of damage elsewhere. So when you actually look at the blending of these things, natural anti-inflammatories like Boswell and PS in our Bosmeric, that's a unique thing that people can take